Have you ever thought about how well you know yourself? Maybe the answer is, very well. Science, however, says something else. Every day, your brain hides a secret from you, a secret that only other people can see, not you. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Yet it's true. A self lives inside you that you've never met. Today we'll go deep into this mysterious reality. First, tell us, where are you watching this video from? Write it in the comments. What happens next might change the way you think. There was a woman named Sarah. She always believed she was a calm and patient person. Her friends said the same thing. Then, one day, over a small matter at the office, she suddenly exploded in anger. Everyone was stunned, Sarah herself included. Was that me? Was that my behavior? She thought afterward. She couldn't believe it, because the picture she had built of herself didn't match that moment. This same question now stands before us. We see ourselves in a certain way. Kind, patient, wise. Is this picture real? Or just a story our brain tells itself? Psychologists call this gap the self-perception gap, meaning there's a gap between what we think about ourselves and what we actually are. Sometimes small, sometimes very large. The interesting thing is, this gap exists in every human being. In you too. In me too. No one is completely free of it. The question is, why does this gap form? Why does our brain hide this truth from us? Is it some kind of mistake, or is there a deeper reason behind it? Scientists spent years researching to find the answer to this question, and what they found was astonishing. This is only the beginning of the story. The real secret is still to come. Scientists went inside the brain to understand this puzzle. What they saw was shocking. Our brain receives millions of pieces of information every second. Consciously, though, we only feel a small fraction of it. Everything else keeps running in the background, silently, without telling us. This is where blind spots are born, meaning those aspects that others see in you, but you yourself cannot see, like your tone of voice when you're upset, or your manner when you want to impress someone. Your close friends see all of this. Your own mind, however, ignores these things. Why? The brain's basic job is protection, not truth. It gives you a picture that makes you feel good, not a picture that is completely accurate. Psychologists have named this process self-enhancement bias, a natural tendency found in nearly every human being. We exaggerate our good qualities, and we blur out our weaknesses. This isn't dishonesty. It's the brain's defense system, meaning every one of us, to some degree, lies to ourselves every day, without knowing it. If you're finding this topic interesting, subscribe to the channel, because the secret that's about to be revealed is even more astonishing than this. So far, we've only touched the surface. The real question still remains: if the brain hides the truth from us, can we ever truly know ourselves completely? Another question arises here. If the brain deceives us, is that always a bad thing? The answer is surprising: no. Sometimes, this self-deception becomes a blessing for us. Just think about it. If we could see every weakness, every failure, and every flaw of ours with complete clarity, would we even have the courage to get out of bed in the morning? Maybe not. Psychologists call this necessary self-deception, meaning that slight positive tint our brain paints over reality, so that we can keep living, so that we keep trying, so that we don't lose hope. This isn't merely a weakness, it's a survival strategy. But there's another side to this too. This same self-deception, if it grows too much, can also become dangerous. When a person drifts so far from their reality that it starts damaging their relationships, when they start repeating the same mistakes in their decisions, and others can't understand why this person just doesn't understand themselves. So the question is, when is self-deception helpful, and when is it harmful? Where is the line that separates the two? To find the answer to this very question, scientists conducted an interesting experiment. First, they asked people how they saw themselves. Then they asked the same question to those same people's close friends and family. The results stunned everyone. The gap wasn't small. It was huge. And behind this gap was a reason that most people still don't know. This wasn't just a psychological game. Something else was hidden behind it. Something deeper. Something tied to our very survival. This is where the real secret begins. Scientists say all of this is tied to human evolution. Thousands of years ago, humans lived in tribes. Surviving alone was impossible. So the brain adopted a trick. Make yourself appear so good that the tribe accepts you. Even convince yourself of it. Because lying is hard. If you yourself believe the lie, it becomes easier to convince others. This wasn't dishonesty. It was a clever survival strategy. And this habit, even thousands of years later, still exists in our brain. Now the question is, if this self-deception is part of our nature, how do we deal with it? Is it possible to eliminate it completely? The answer is no. There is, however, a better path, understanding it. The first step is accepting that your idea of yourself is not the complete reality. The second step is listening to the people who know you closely. Don't take their opinions defensively. Look at them like a mirror instead. The third step is reflecting on your reactions. When you're angry, when you're afraid, when you feel jealous. It's in those very moments that your true self shows through, not when everything is calm. This isn't easy, because looking at your own flaws is always painful. But this is the path that leads to real self-knowledge. People who walk this path experience a clear change in their lives. Their relationships improve. Their decisions become wiser. And a strange sense of peace settles within them. One question still remains, and its answer will change everything. That question is, if we can never fully know ourselves, then where is the real self? Does it even exist anywhere? Science gives an answer here that surprises most people. Experts say the real self isn't some fixed thing. It's not writing carved into stone that you dig out. It's a flowing river, changing every moment. Who you are today is different from who you were yesterday. At first, this truth feels frightening. In reality, though, this very truth is a freedom. Just think, if your self can constantly change, that means you're never truly stuck. Your past mistakes are not your permanent identity. Your fears today do not decide your future. Even that moment when Sarah exploded in anger wasn't the complete Sarah. Just a moment, a single layer. We all have many such layers hidden within us. Some good, some we feel ashamed of. But no single layer is the complete reality. The real reality is the sum of all these layers, and this sum keeps growing. This is where science and philosophy meet, because the truth isn't just, who am I? The truth is, who am I becoming? This question waits for a new answer every single day. At this very turn, researchers discovered another interesting thing. People who saw themselves as changing were happier. People who saw themselves as completely fixed were more anxious. This was the very secret we had traveled so far to find. This result seems simple, but behind it lies a deep truth. People who see themselves as changing are not afraid of mistakes, because for them, a mistake isn't their complete identity. It's just a step, a lesson. People who see themselves as fixed, on the other hand, take every failure as a personal attack. Instead of, I failed, they think, I am a failure. This small difference changes an entire life. Now, another interesting question. If our self can change, can we change it deliberately? Can we, by our own will, become the person we want to be? The answer is yes. The path to it isn't easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small decisions, through daily habits, through those moments when you choose to forgive someone, when you choose to speak the truth, when you choose to move forward despite your fear. These are the bricks from which a new self is built. The most interesting thing here is, the person you consider yourself today is also the result of small decisions from your past. Without knowing it, you have rebuilt yourself anew every single day. This process never stops. Next time you feel disappointed in yourself, remember this. The person you are today is not permanent. The person you could become tomorrow is waiting right now on your decisions. This is the truth that, once understood, can change every human being's life. And it's to reach this very truth that we made this whole journey. Remember, your self isn't some fixed thing. It forms and changes every single day. Your mistakes are not your complete identity. Your tomorrow will be shaped by today's decisions. If this video made you think about something, tell us in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the next story like this one.